What a win. What a response for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this game. And in case you missed it, just check this out.
Bench with the stick from the bench. It comes back 2-on-1 with Scheifele. Riley centers it. Matthews. It scores!
Woo! What a beautiful goal. Austin Matthews, backhand snipe. He has been on fire in these past two games. 3 goals, 1 assist for the Toronto Maple Leafs. These past 2 outings against Winnipeg Jets in crucial meetings. Tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs snapped a 3-game losing skid. And this is the first time since Sheldon Keefe has taken over that the Toronto Maple Leafs have lost 3 consecutive games in regulation. So, what a way to respond for the Toronto Maple Leafs going up against second team in the North Division and coming away with a victory in overtime. Austin Matthews in the clutch moment. What a goal. What a game from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, I saw that slash, and Morgan Riley with a broken stick in the right place at the right time. It all works out. That was the hockey gods coming down and saying, hey, you missed that slashing call. There you go. The Maple Leafs were rewarded for this effort they had tonight. It was outstanding. And you know who else was outstanding? You got to give credit where credit is due. Connor Hellebuyck. Outstanding. He was a brick wall in net, and I would not be surprised to see him win the Vezina again. Connor Hellebuyck is outstanding, and he almost stole a win for the Winnipeg Jets. He is the only reason that game went to overtime. Yeah, that was a no call on that slash. I don't know what the refs were watching there, because there's only 6 players on the ice in total. You missed that blatant slash, a broken stick. Come on. Jason Brooks with a great comment. Nylander could have scored 5 or more goals tonight. He had 6 shots. It seems like he had a lot more than 6 shots, though. All these shots were on good opportunities. He finally put one away to tie up this game, make it 2-2. And John Tavares with a great setup pass to William Nylander. John Tavares with a great assist. And great comment here. The assist from Tavares was amazing. That's the Tavares we want. And that is our captain, our leader, John Tavares, coming up in the big-time moments. Johnny Toronto, Pajama Boy, whatever you want to refer to him as, he played in the clutch. Great setup from him. High IQ hockey play. William Nylander in the right spot at the right time, puts it away. And yeah, there's a lot of respect for Connor Hellebuyck tonight. A lot of respect for Connor Hellebuyck, deservingly so. He unreal. It was amazing to watch. It was really rattling me at times. Like, as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, that is hard to watch. The opposing team's goalie just continue to dominate. The Maple Leafs were doing so much, and they after 2 periods, they were down 2-1. Mitch Marner, that goal that he had, it was a bit of a greasy goal. It was a rebound. And, I mean, it's a goal nonetheless, but with all the opportunities that the Toronto Maple Leafs had, that's what the Toronto Maple Leafs scored on. And eventually they cracked the code. They got through the brick wall that is Connor Hellebuyck. And hopefully this momentum carries into the next game for the Maple Leafs. Hellebuyck, outstanding goaltender, and it's going to be really hard to continue this goal scoring trend that we had late in this game. But obviously, we found out how to crack the code there. Willie and JT have been so good the past 6 games, and they have been very good, very efficient ever since that road trip, especially once we went out west there. Well, really, this stems back to the Calgary game when William Nylander, if you don't remember, it was 1-0 late in the game. William Nylander ties it, and then in overtime, he gets the game-winning goal as well. William Nylander has built a lot of confidence, and it's shown. Since that game, he's been a different animal, And John Tavares, he's starting to do what you expect him to do as your captain and as the player that is getting paid $11 million. John Tavares is playing how you'd expect him to right now, isn't he? Jarrett Richards says, "Holy hellbuck." But I'm so happy that our Maple Leafs won. It was a nice win tonight, but if there's a downside to this loss, it's that the Winnipeg Jets get another point. They get another point, so we're 6 points ahead of the Winnipeg Jets. They have 2 less games played than us. This is going to be interesting to see. These games against the Winnipeg Jets are going to be the most crucial games for the remainder of this season. We play them 7 more times. 7 more times against the team that's second in our division. That's going to go a long way in deciding who is first in this division. I'm not counting out the other teams in the division. I'm not doing that. But the Winnipeg Jets, Toronto Maple Leafs, first and second, it's obviously even bigger when these two teams meet. Nevin says, "How about Zach Hyman the past couple games? Absolutely buzzing out there." Zach Hyman, he's been outstanding, hasn't he? Zach Hyman, that goal that he had last game against the Winnipeg Jets, just beautiful, beautiful backhand shot, top shelf. And Zach Hyman, he's a workhorse. He's getting rewarded for the hard work he does. He's getting in all the right areas. The bounces are going his way, and he's creating opportunities. Zach Hyman, he's making his contract value in the offseason go up, which is a scary thing for the Maple Leafs, so let's be quiet. Let's be quiet about that. Zach Hyman, he's been great. Duncan Russell, even with a hot goalie, we as a team cannot be allowing 3 or more goals. Yes, not on a nightly basis. Not on a nightly basis. We can't allow 3 goals every single game. Of course, you're going to have games where you allow 3 or more goals, for sure. But you can't allow 3 goals every single game. And I know a lot of people. I looked at Twitter today. And what I saw on Twitter trending was Freddie. Just Freddie. Trending on Twitter. And I couldn't help but wonder why. Why is Freddie trending on Twitter? So I checked out some of the tweets, and a lot of them pretty upset at Frederik Andersen. He had 23 saves on 26 shots tonight. Obviously, you'd like him to make more saves, but I can't really blame him for these goals that were scored tonight. I really can't. What, a deflection? That third goal is a deflection. I know people have made saves on deflections, but you're being screened and you have a deflection. It's very hard to stop a redirected puck. How about these other goals? Like, Frederik Andersen cannot be blamed for these goals tonight. I really don't think he can be. Jason Brooks is with me here. None of the goals scored tonight can be blamed on Freddie. And I have to agree. I really have to agree. I don't think you can blame Frederik Andersen for any of these goals tonight. But honestly, it's tough. Frederik Andersen, he's the backbone of this team. And when we get Jack Campbell back, we can give Jack Campbell some more starts. We can give Michael Hutchinson more starts if need be. We can give players more time out there. But I have a game that I want to play, a word game. Interesting, right? A word game. So let's do this. Everyone in the comments section, I want to know, what word would you use to describe the Toronto Maple Leafs efforts in this game tonight? I want to see what everyone in the comments section says. I've got one word in mind. If you get it, I'll pick it out. Let's see what you have to say here. Dimitri, is that finally? Word game, what is it? Anyone got a response for this? What word would you describe? Okay, not the words that I'm thinking. Still not it. We've got fast, heart, hungry, great, heart, solid, panic, persistent. None of them are what I'm thinking. I'm thinking resilient. This team was resilient. Okay, JB got it. JB got it. Resilient. This team was resilient tonight. Not only did they come off a 3-game losing streak, and that's the first, like, you don't really have that too often. That's the first time under Sheldon Keefe that has happened in regulation. 3 consecutive regulation losses. Yes, bingo. Resilient. This team was resilient tonight. They ran into a hot goaltender, a red-hot goaltender in Connor Hellebuck. Outstanding goaltender. What a performance from him. But the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight were resilient. They didn't give up. They played passionate hockey. They kept firing. And finally they got past that brick wall. A couple goals in that third period, and then Austin Matthews in overtime. And in case you missed that goal, I feel like showing it again. So let's check it out. One sec. Let's check it out.
A step from the bench and comes back 2-on-1 with Scheifele. Riley centers it. Matthews and scores! Austin Matthews!
That's resilience right there. That was a great game from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Resilient effort from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Frank Rusty Nail says the Leafs had high compete level. They definitely did. They were competing out there all game long. They did not give up. They were the better team for most of this game. Maybe not the first 10 minutes, but after that, they were the best team in this game. Better team in this game. The Winnipeg Jets really had no response outside of Connor Hellebuck. Nikolai Ehlers was amazing tonight, and someone in my fantasy league dropped him for some reason. So I benefited from that. But high stress moment for this Toronto Maple Leafs team tonight, and they were resilient. Great game from the Maple Leafs. JB says when the Nylander scores, the Leafs are 8-0. I don't know if this stat's true, but if that, I'd have to verify that. But I wouldn't be surprised by that. That's a great stat to see. William Bennett, hashtag 50 and 50. You see it, hashtag 50 and 50. You all know who he's referring to. Austin Matthews has 21 goals in 25 games. So what's everyone think? Does Austin Matthews still have a chance to get 50 goals in 50 games? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not going to put my money on it. I guess it's possible. I said 45 goals. I don't think 50, but it's definitely possible. Leafs fan says sick hands. Love the celly, Ron Keats. And Austin Matthews he's always got great cellies. Always. And Leafs are way better than the Jets. Helly is the equalizer. Okay. Now I'm a big Leafs fan, all right? You can tell I'm a big Leafs fan. But I'm not going to go out here and say that we are way better than the Jets. Tonight we were better than the Jets, and Hellebuck was the equalizer in tonight's game. But overall, I'm not going to say that we are way better than the Winnipeg Jets. This team has a lot of playoff experience that the Toronto Maple Leafs do not have. Just a couple years back, they went very far in the playoffs. They've got a lot of talent on their team. So I'm not going to say that we are way better than the Jets. This is a team that you do not want to run into in the playoffs, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to have to get by the Jets to get out of this North Division. I'm not going to say that we're way better than the Jets. I think we are the better team, but I'm not going to say we are way better. I don't think that we are just levels ahead of them. I think we're pretty close to them. What does everyone else think? So back to the 50 and 50. Miles Tuck says 35 goals. Mark Williamson, confident he's going to do it. Yeah, he will do it. Interesting. It's going to be hard, but he's got to stay healthy, and that's something that's difficult. With lingering wrist injuries, those are definitely very lingering injuries. I've had a wrist injury myself, and shooting the puck, it's got to be very difficult. So, yeah, I mean, Austin Matthews didn't make it look too difficult tonight with that backhanded shot, but obviously this is an injury that lingers, and it's something that you have to be worried about. And I wouldn't be too confident saying that he's going to score 50 and 50, but it would be awesome to see. And I wouldn't necessarily be surprised to see it. Frank Rusty Nails says, I heard a stat that every time Engvall scores, they lost every game this year. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a whatever stat, right? It's true, but it's kind of a whatever stat. Like, there was the Ottawa Senators game where we blew that lead, the 5-1 game, uh, the David Ayres game, and then I believe there's another one. But yeah, the Zamboni driver game set the tone for that. We had over 30 grade A chances over 2 games. If that's not being way better, I don't know what is. Yes, in these past 2 games, we have been the way better team. Sure. But I'm not willing to say yet that we are a way better team for the whole 56 game season. There's still time to go. The Winnipeg Jets, they are definitely a competent team. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves right now. I'm a big Leafs fan. I'm always supporting our Toronto Maple Leafs, but I'm not willing to say that we are leagues ahead of the Winnipeg Jets. We're 6 points ahead of the Winnipeg Jets right now. It's nice to have that cushion, but we need to continue to beat them. We have 7 more games against the Winnipeg Jets. They're going to come out hungry next game on Saturday night when we face them. So we better be ready for them. Sean Santana says, Travis Dermott's decision making needs some improvement. What a play by JT, though. So let's start with that Travis Dermott play. Travis Dermott made a really bad decision there. Bad turnover, sloppy turnover. But that it's inexcusable. But it wasn't just Travis Dermott making turnovers. And my concern of the night tonight was turnovers. Turnovers were my biggest concern in this game. Outside of getting past Connor Hellebuck, which we eventually did, it was turnovers. You want to see some stats? I'll show you some stats I have prepared. The Maple Leafs had 8 turnovers in the first period. 8. 8 turnovers in 20 minutes of play. Second period, cut that down to just 2 turnovers, and in the third period, 3 turnovers. So they finished this game with 13 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers, and we turned the puck over a lot. You can't continue turning the puck over further down into the stretch of the season. When we get into the playoffs, we cannot be turning the puck over this much, especially when you add on the extra hitting that is happening in the playoffs. So the turnovers are a massive concern for me. We need to eliminate these from our game, or at least minimize them. Because 8 turnovers in the first period, that could have costed us in a big time way. And we're lucky that the Winnipeg Jets only scored 1 goal in that period. 8 turnovers, sloppy play. Travis Dermott, most notable turnover tonight. Going back a couple games to that Vancouver game, Mitch Marner had a bad turnover in the neutral zone. He just did that drop pass. Shaking my head about that. This team turns the puck over too much. And that right now is one of my biggest concerns for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We got stuff going in the comment section. Big dub tonight. Matthews with a beauty of a goal in overtime. Travis is a good hockey player. Bench Dermott. So we've got bench Dermott. We've got Travis is a good hockey player. If you want to bench Dermott, you know who we could see? We haven't seen in a long time. Mikko Lehtinen. We could give Mikko Lehtinen a shot. Why not, right? Mikko Lehtinen's just been sitting on the bench for a long time. Did you guys forget about him? I didn't. He's just been sitting there for a really long time, hasn't gone into the game. So maybe we can get him back into the game if Travis Dermott is struggling. The turnover tonight, I would not be surprised to see Sheldon Keefe bench him, but also I believe he has more confidence in Travis Dermott. So either way, we need to fix these critical errors, the turnovers. Can't keep turning the puck over, or they're going to be costly. Who do you think the Leafs pick up come trade deadline? That's interesting. I've made a couple of videos on this. I was thinking about making another one soon. There's a couple names that I'd be interested in picking up. I don't know that the Maple Leafs do or not. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Michael Granlund. He's a good player. He can serve a purpose on this Toronto Maple Leafs team. Either fit into the second or third line for the Maple Leafs. Philip Forsberg, I would love to bring him onto this team. You could slot him onto that second line wing with William Nylander and John Tavares. That'd be very effective, but I don't know if the Maple Leafs want to move Kerfoot. But that's most likely who I'd want to trade in a package. You'd have to trade a package, including Alex Kerfoot. And before I get a question about how does that work for the salary, he's got a big salary, you'd have to make the Nashville Predators retain some money, and you'd have to sweeten the pot in order for them to do that. Eric Stahl is another guy I'd be interested in. I know he's older, but Eric Stahl, another serviceable veteran. He's a great player. He's won a Stanley Cup, a veteran presence that's won a Stanley Cup. Why not? These are three players that I'd be interested in bringing into. If you've got a player you're interested in bringing in, let me know in the comment section. I'll post as many as I can up here. Robert Frimston says, way to go, Freddie. Not your best game, but you beat one hell of a good goalie. And yeah, I mean, Frederik Andersen, wasn't a great game by any means of the imagination, but it was all right. It was an all right game. He did what he had to get the win. But the team in front of him was stellar tonight, and the reason we won isn't because of Frederik Andersen tonight. The reason we won is because of the play, the resilience of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Super Coop says the Jets have played 2 less games. I'm aware of this. The Jets have played 2 less games, and they're going to be coming out firing against Saturday night. The Jets are a good team. 7 more games against these Winnipeg Jets. I'd expect some fireworks in these games. Number 1 and number 2 seed. 2 less games played for the Jets. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs hold a 6-point advantage. These are crucial games. So back to the trade stuff here. John says Bobby Ryan. Interesting. JB also says Bobby Ryan. Ricard Raquel. Mikael Granlund. Raquel. I think Freddie was fine. No chance on those goals. And I agree with that. Frederik Andersen, he was fine tonight. He did what he had to get the win. But I'm not going to say it was an outstanding performance like what Connor Hellebuck had. He did what he needed to get this win. That's what he had to do. He got the win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can't really ask for too much more. And yeah, Ron Keats says it too. Freddie made the saves he could. The goals that he allowed, that deflection, that third goal, not much he can do. that rush, Nikolai Ehlers' goal, not much he could do. Tape to Tape says, I hate some Leafs fans trashing Anderson. He did everything he could. So Tape to Tape, if you looked on Twitter tonight during this game, you would have saw that Frederik Anderson was trending on Twitter. I was kind of shocked by this. I'm like, he's faced 26 shots. Why is Freddie trending on Twitter? And there's just this war going on Twitter, back and forth about, he's been underperforming. He's good. He's not good. It's just constant about Frederik Anderson. There's no reason to trash or get on Frederik Anderson for tonight's performance. He got the dub for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Did what he could. When is Simmons coming back? Wayne Simmons should be coming back in the next few weeks or so now. It's March 11th today. February 4th was when he broke that wrist. That's about a 6-week recovery period. I've broke my wrist myself. You don't want to rush him back from that. So I'd expect any time in the 1 to 3 week time period. I know it's not the best time frame, but 1 to 3 weeks. We have a period of 14 days where we play 5 games, so giving him that time to rest up, it really wouldn't hurt the team too much. Just think about when we get that Wayne train back, though. It's going to be hyped up. When we get Wayne train back, it's going to be big for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Willie was awesome tonight. 6 shots on goal for William Nylander. Seemed like a lot more because he just generated so many opportunities, was creating plays with passes, and he was doing all the things you want to see him do tonight. I don't know if you all caught this or not, but when the William Nylander snapped his stick after that big Connor Hellebuyck save, he was agitated. He was frustrated, understandably so. He was robbed by Connor Hellebuyck on multiple occasions, but he kept going. Just like the Toronto Maple Leafs in my word game earlier in this show. William Nylander tonight was resilient. The Toronto Maple Leafs and William Nylander never gave up. They kept fighting, and they came out with the big win in this game. William Nylander was awesome tonight. Why can't you blame Hall or the other players who make horrible defensive efforts? Tonight, that one goal, the one that I'm going to put the most blame on was that Travis Dermott turnover. That Travis Dermott turnover, it was bad. It was bad. That was a bad turnover from Travis Dermott tonight. Justin Hall, for the most part this year, has been really good. So let's not get on him too much. I thought that Justin Hall has been outstanding this year, really. Super Coop says I'm not a fan of Hall at all. But really, Justin Hall, he's been pretty damn good for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. He's been on that top shutdown defensive pairing with Jake Muzzin, and they've looked really good for the most part. There's definitely been times where Justin Hall has struggled. I think he's had 2 own goals this year. He's looked silly on a couple plays for sure. But for the most part, he's been very effective defensively for the Toronto Maple Leafs. JB says, Nylander showing emotions. Nice. This was the first time I've ever seen Willie pissed off. William Nylander. Hey, he came back with a vengeance. After he broke his stick, he came back, and I guess he got a new stick, and that stick worked for him. Big goal for William Nylander, tying this game up. He showed a lot of emotion, and if you play back that goal, you'll hear you'll hear William Nylander yell. I can't repeat what he said, but you'll hear him yelling at John Tavares. Like he was hyped up. He was hyped up, and he's been showing that emotion. William Nylander. Let's rewind a bit. Rewind a couple weeks back to that Calgary Flames game when the Flames were up 1-0 in the third period. Late in the third period, William Nylander with just around a minute left, puts it home, ties it up. And then a couple minutes into overtime, William Nylander wins the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nylander has really come along since then. Let's keep it up. JB says, "Shh." I think you want to see this. That's to the William Nylander critics. Silence those critics, Willie. Keep it up. He's been stellar recently. What a great performance from William Nylander yet again. Johnny Money, that setup from John Tavares. Out of this world. Great pass. Our captain stepping up. William Nylander stepping up. Austin Matthews, these past couple games in his return, he stepped up. Mitch Marner, first goal in 6 games. Our best players are playing like our best players, and that's what you need the Toronto Maple Leafs to do. You need their top players to contribute. You need contributions up and down the lineup. Zach Hyman's been unreal. Jimmy Vesey's been turning it on recently. This team's coming together nicely right now. We need to keep up this momentum. We got a big game against the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday night. And the Jets are going to come out firing for their goaltender. Connor Hellebuck, with his performance tonight, was great. And he's going to rally this team. This team's going to rally around him. They're going to want to get this win back for Connor Hellebuck. So the Toronto Maple Leafs need to be ready for the Winnipeg Jets, and they need to match the emotions. Joseph Clark, thank you. Smash that like button if you haven't already. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, smash that like button. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell up there to be notified every time I'm here on Maple Leafs Media. This channel's growing. The brand's growing. On here for most post-game shows. And honestly, it's just fun. I'll be back here Saturday night, probably with another guest. So it's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Jason Brooks says, I liked Marner's goal, but credit to Hyman, though, as well on the Marner goal. Definitely. Zach Hyman's been doing a lot of great things out here. Zach Hyman's he's been so crucial for the Toronto Maple Leafs' success. He gets in all the dirty areas. He's a workhorse, gets in front of the net, and it's really been paying off for him. Love to see it. Let's go over the 3 stars of tonight's game. The 3 stars of this game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. First star, Austin Matthews. No surprise here. Right here, this guy. I mean, he got the game-winning goal. Second star, Nikolai Ehlers. And thank you to whoever dropped you in my fantasy hockey league. He is doing great for my team tonight. 2 goals and an assist. And 2 assists in the last game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's put up 5 points in 2 games. Ehlers, great pickup for my fantasy team. Great performance from him. Deserving of the 2nd star. Third star. Wait, where's Connor Hellebuck? No, I'm just kidding. William Nylander, the 3rd star of this game. Nylander, 6 shots on goal. He finally put one away. He was all over the place tonight. Shh to the critics. William Nylander, great game. I know I'm waiting for the comment that says, where's Connor Hellebuck? I know he had a great game, but he allowed that many goals late in the game. He cannot get a 3-star. He can't get one of the top 3 stars of this game. Nevin says, I'm sorry, but how is Hellebuck not the 1st star, let alone one of the 3? And you know what? I didn't make these 3 stars, but I agree with them. I agree with these 3 stars. I did not make them, but I agree with them. Connor Hellebuyck can't be one of the top 3 stars of this game. I know he was great for most of it, but at the end of this game, he just allowed a bunch of goals. He can't be one of the top 3 stars of this game for that. William Nylander, 3rd star of this game. Nikolai Ehlers, 2 goals and an assist. 2nd star. 1st star, Austin Matthews with the game-winning goal. Everyone's saying you got to give a star to Connor Hellebuyck. Where's Helly? I'm sorry, but how is Hellebuyck not the 1st star? You know, I'm seeing this, and I kind of I can't give him a top 3 star of this game. And like I said, I didn't make these stars, but I agree with them. You can't give it to him when he allowed 3 goals in the 3rd period. 2 goals in the 3rd period. You can't allow them. You can't. He was the reason that Toronto didn't put the game out of the reach. And that's a great comment, John. He was. He definitely was. He's an honorable mention, as Jason Brooks says, but I don't feel as if I can give Connor Hellebuyck one of the 3 stars in this game. I really don't think I can. Tim Weaver says, I respect your opinion, but I totally disagree. Helly was tested for 120 minutes. The boys in blue are going to light him up. Also, how can some Leafs fans gush over Hellebuyck and on Freddie? Hey, I don't think that Frederik Andersen deserves a lot of the blame that he gets. A lot of the criticism he gets is unfair at times. Connor Hellebuyck was definitely the best goalie in this game, as this comment says from Leafs fan. But Frederik Andersen, I think he does get a little bit too much criticism. You know, we played the 3rd most minutes in the NHL last year. 3rd most minutes in the NHL. And in years past as well. He faces so many shots. He just is always on the ice. He hasn't had a reliable backup goaltender until this year. And his reliable backup goaltender is taken away due to injury. Sure, Michael Hutchinson, yeah, he's been great. He's got a winning record, but he's not Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell's your reliable backup goaltender. He was taken away from Freddie. Freddie is still getting so many starts, so many minutes. He's going to be exhausted by the time the playoffs come around unless we can get Jack Campbell back really soon. And Jack Campbell needs to get some more starts. You can go with the hot hand. Honestly, I'm saying this. You can go with the hot hand if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. Frederik Andersen is the starter come playoff time. But you can roll out the hot hand card. If Jack Campbell gives you a shutout victory, you can start him the next game. As long as it's not a back-to-back, start him the next game. Roll with the hot hand. But Frederik Andersen is undoubtedly the starter of this team, and he gets too much criticism at times. Jason Brooks says, you can't give up 4 goals and get a star. Yes, he played a great game and held the Jets in the game. I agree with this, Jason. You can't allow 4 goals in a game, lose the game, even though it's not your fault you lost the game, and get one of the top 3 stars. I'm with you on that. Frank Rusty Nail says, I was told someone a package would include Jack Campbell to get a 1B goalie, but will be Freddie Andersen's replacement for next year. Interesting point. Campbell will play first goalie on the other team. I think Jack Campbell's capable of being a 1B goalie. I don't think he's quite at a 1B goalie right now. He is goalie number 2 on this team, but I'm not sure where you got this information from. I don't really see Jack Campbell being traded. I'm not seeing Jack Campbell get traded. I don't really see that happening at all. Paul says hasn't won in the playoffs because the defense was. Yep. I mean, think about the defense in front of Frederick Anderson for the past couple of years. Really think about it. It's been horrendous. Frederick Anderson has been the backbone of this Toronto Maple Leaf squad for years. We need to rally behind Frederick Anderson. And some people need to send Frederick Anderson an apology card. Honestly, need to send him an apology card. He has done a lot for this organization. He has been the starter and the backbone, the rock back there in net. Think about the goaltending situations we have had prior to Frederick Anderson. Do you want me to list some of these names? Because I will. How about Michael Telquist? Do you remember him? Maybe, maybe not. John Sebastian Abin, John Sebastian Jaguar, Vesa Toskala, Andrew Raycroft. We have had some bad goaltending situations. Frederick Anderson, he's been great. He's been great for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You want to go back to Jonathan Bernier? Come on. Come on. Frederick Anderson has been the backbone of this team. Ron Keith says, "Oh, please, don't bring me back." Exactly. 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 The goalies he named, scary thoughts. Scary thoughts, right? Scary thoughts. Don't say Ray. um, that trade we made, that might be the worst trade. That is one of the worst trades in hockey history. It's gotta be. You kidding me? Tuukka Rask for Raycroft. Come on. Come on. Michael Hutchinson get traded. Uh, Hutchinson is not going anywhere. I don't think. I don't think the Maple Leafs are willing to part ways with the stability that they have in goal. Having three goaltenders is good to have, especially in this pandemic season. The Maple Leafs haven't been affected by it yet. Hopefully, they don't get affected by it. But it's nice to have that security blanket with Michael Hutchinson back there. So, going back to the comment section here. Oh, how about Brian Burke-Xavier, the monster, Jonas Gustafsson? The Maple Leafs goaltending has been horrendous, and Frederick Anderson, he has not been horrendous. He's been the backbone of this team. Merrick Thompson says he can't win the big game, and I'm going to add two words onto this statement. By himself. By himself. Sure. He can't win the big game by himself. He can't bail out defensemen every single game. The defense in front of him this year has been much improved, but we need to see this continue into the playoffs. We need to see it continue into the playoffs. Frederick Anderson cannot bail out your defense every single game. He can't do it. It's just not sustainable to win that way. Frederick Anderson, he's been a critical piece of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not going to say success. To the Toronto Maple Leafs making it to the playoffs every year for the past 4 seasons, outside of last year where we didn't qualify. Big win to Aiden. Missed it. Let's this winner tonight.
A step from the bench and comes back 2-on-1 with Scheifele. Riley centers it. Matthews and scores! Matthews.
Winnipeg Maple Leafs. Yeah. Maple Leafs need to continue this momentum going forward. Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm back. The Wi-Fi was it was breaking up there, but I'm back, and we're gonna continue this show. So a little bit of an interruption, but I'm back. Let's have a good end to this. Let's have a good end to this show. Mike says Matthews with a perfect goal, and Mike, just for you, I'm gonna show this goal one more time because I don't know if it went through the last time.
Bench, a step from the bench, and comes back 2-on-1 with Scheifele. Riley centers it. Matthews in, scores! Matthews.
Woo! And you love that celebration from Austin Matthews. This Maple Leafs victory was resilient. This team was resilient tonight. They faced a lot of adversity coming off of a 3-game losing streak. The first time that since Sheldon Keefe took over in November of last year, this is the first time that the Maple Leafs have lost 3 consecutive games in regulation. So the Toronto Maple Leafs, they were resilient coming back from that losing skid to come away with this victory. And they were resilient when they went down early. They kept fighting and scratching and clawing to get past the brick wall that was Connor Hellebuck in this game. And finally, the Maple Leafs cracked the code. They solved the case. They did it all. All the metaphors, whatever you can think of, they did it. And they came away with a big win tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. Love to see it from the Maple Leafs. Woo! Chuck Fleet says, smash the like button. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. If you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube, please smash that like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I'm here on Maple Leafs Media. Always got content coming out your way. I'll have a video posted tomorrow. I'm thinking about a couple different video topics, so I'll decide. I'll get something out for you tomorrow. And then Saturday, I'll be back here with a post-game show. I'll have a guest with me. Sunday, Ottawa Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs. Haven't yet decided if I'm going to do a live game reaction or a post-game show. Let me know what you'd prefer me to do. But the Toronto Maple Leafs need to come out firing Saturday night, as the Winnipeg Jets definitely will. They're going to come out and give you all their effort Saturday night. These are critical games against the Winnipeg Jets. We play them 7 more times. 6 points between these two teams. Winnipeg Jets, if they win if they were to theoretically win all 7 of these next games, which I don't think will happen, that could definitely put them into first place. So these are critical games. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they need to win some of these games against the Winnipeg Jets. Curtis Joseph was my guy, and trust me, that guy won us games. So Cujo definitely I think he's fifth all time in Maple Leafs wins by goalie. I didn't see too much of his earlier career in Toronto. I saw him in his second go around when he didn't really play too much, but I I can definitely say that Curtis Joseph, great goaltender. Uh, he's also a great person. I had the opportunity to meet him twice. Signed a bunch of stuff for me. Awesome guy. Got some pictures with him. So yeah, that was awesome to meet Cujo, and he's definitely a fan favorite here in Toronto. John Howard said Freddie made some great saves. He made some great saves. He did what he needed to get the win, and the goals that were allowed. Can't blame him for those goals. The deflection, the 2-on-1. You cannot blame Frederick Anderson for these. We can't blame him for these games. Brendan Dion says, "What do you think will happen with Hyman's contract negotiations this offseason?" This topic's gonna get brought up a lot, especially the way that he has been playing. It's gonna get brought up a lot more frequently. He's been amazing, and with his contract negotiation, I think his value is gonna go up. Supercoop says 5 mil. I heard that on TSN as well. The Toronto Maple Leafs, it's going to be hard to pay Hyman $5 million. I think we have to get Zach Hyman back on this team. Don't get me wrong. We have to find a way to get it to him. I think he will be re-signed. Kyle Dubas will find a way to re-sign him, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Hyman have a hometown discount. Not telling him to do that or anything. It's his. He can get his money all he wants, but the range that I would pay Zach Hyman, anywhere from $4 to $6 million, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a hometown discount. $5 million probably for Zach Hyman. Hopefully, we get him locked up long term. Maybe a 4 or 5 year deal for Zach Hyman. Lock him up. He has been great for the Maple Leafs, and he's always such a hard worker. He deserves to be rewarded, like he has been on the goal sheet, but he needs to be rewarded with that money. He has been great for the Maple Leafs. Maybe the cap will go up. That's tricky. It's gonna be tricky. It's really gonna be. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. The world's really unpredictable right now. It's crazy place. Hopefully, hopefully that cap does go up because that would really help out the Toronto Maple Leafs in a big way. Frank Rusty Nails says you should do early post game shows starting in the third period. Uh, so like kind of a late game reaction, third period thing. What's everyone think about that? I could try that out. Maybe for the Ottawa game, I could try that out. Uh, I'll think about that for sure. I'll try to figure out a time to test it. If you hit that notification bell, you'll get notified when I'm on here. So, Frank Rusty Nails, thank you for the idea. I'll definitely consider doing that. Adrian says, or a trade will have to happen in order to create cap space to re-sign Zach Hyman. So that's definitely a possibility as well. Okay, so we're getting with back to Rusty Nails here. Leafs fan says I'd like it. Nevin says that sounds cool. So okay, that's something I'll do that. I'll do that one of these next few games. I'm not sure if it'll be the Winnipeg Saturday night. We'll probably do that Ottawa Senators Sunday. Sunday, I'll do that for the Ottawa Senators game. I'll come on here some point in the third period, maybe the beginning. But at some point of the third period, I'll come on here and do the post game show early. It will be an extended post game show, and it'll be fun to watch. I hope it's fun to watch, but it'll be fun to interact with all of you, and we will cheer on the Maple Leafs in the dying moments of that game, and hopefully come away with a victory. Ron Mack says, "Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go!" John Howard, that's right, Jake. We've had a lot of garbage goalies. Yeah, I mean, you don't want me to name all these again. They've been They've been some tough goaltending situations here in Toronto. Caden Elvis, when are we going to play teams from the States? Hopefully this year. After the after we get out of this North Division. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we get out of this North Division, and then we play against teams from the States. There's been rumors of maybe, because Buffalo's not going to use it. So there's been rumors of the Maple Leafs playing in Buffalo's arena, the KeyBank Center, and playing their playoff games there against American teams. That's been a rumor going on right now. But teams from the States outside of the playoffs, I would assume next season. Gary Bettman today said that this North Division won't last any longer than it has to. And with the pandemic, what's going on in the world, it's unpredictable at times, but more and more stuff is happening, actions being taken. So hopefully by next season, we can get this thing rolling again. We can get a full season. We can get teams playing against each other cross country, cross the border. I'm very optimistic for the future. Hopefully by next season, we can be playing teams against the States on a regular basis. And this North Division, it's not going to last any longer than it needs to. Gary Bettman confirmed that recently. Belief! Yes. Thank you, Jason Brooks. Keep calm and belief. That's the motto. That is my motto. Belief. I've got a Maple Leafs Media merchandise store now. If you haven't checked it out, you can. The link to that is in the description below. There's a bunch of Keep Calm and Belief mugs, t-shirts, sweaters. There's also the Wayne Train hoodies. The Wayne Train, when we get him back, that's going to be exciting. There's a lot of great stuff on there. If you want to check it out, you can. But Frank Rusty Nails, thank you. He says, happy to give options for this great show. Thank you. And I will definitely take your feedback, and I will come on here early at some point in the third period on Sunday. And I will be back here. I will be back here for a post-game show, but it will start a bit earlier. So I love that idea, Rusty Nails. SJTC Australia. Come and play in Australia. No restrictions here. I wish I could go back to Australia. I really do. I've said this before. I remember when I went to Australia, Melbourne specifically, I saw 3 Maple Leafs jerseys on the streets in 2 nights. 3 Maple Leafs jerseys in 2 nights. That just shows how Maple Leafs fans are worldwide. And it's awesome to see the Toronto Maple Leafs all over the world. Maple Leafs fans are all over the place, and it's amazing. Nevin says, whatever the case, they better let fans in the arena. Leafs need the crowd and energy. So every team in the NHL really could use that extra spark of motivation when they're at home. Like the home ice advantage has been taken away. Outside of the travel, the fatigue factor, the home ice is taken away. There really isn't a factor other than the fatigue that you don't benefit from playing at home, really. And sure, there's some teams in the States, as Jason Brooks says in the comments down there. He says some teams are allowing some fans in the States, and yeah, I've seen that. Like Panthers, I've seen a bunch of teams do it. Dallas, but it's just not the same if it's not a jam-packed crowd. The whole crowd needs to be there. Everyone needs to be just going at it, getting hyped up. The Toronto Maple Leafs and every team would benefit from having the fans at home. And I mean, I miss going to the games. I'm sure all of you miss going to the games. And I'm sure that the players miss having us at the games as well. The fans are very noticeable when they're there. And I can't wait to get back into Scotiabank Arena, KeyBank Center. Yeah, in Buffalo. I'm going to be going to a road game as soon as I can, cheering on the Maple Leafs in enemy territory because that's what I love to do. I can't wait until we can get back there. Drop the puck. Watching from Australia. Another from Australia. So we have had multiple viewers from Australia. We have SJTC Australia, and now we have Drop the Puck, and then there's Jake Aussie, who's always on this channel as well. Multiple viewers from Australia. It's amazing to see. Amazing to see. Nasty game winner by Matthews, and just for you, I'm going to show it once more. Here it is.
Benchford, a step from the bench, and comes back 2-on-1 with Scheifele. Riley centers it. Matthews in, scores!
Big dubs, baby. Big dubs. Great game from the Maple Leafs all around. Everyone stepped up, faced the adversity. Resilient team effort tonight from the Toronto Maple Leafs. If you guys didn't know, there's a player who made their NHL debut tonight. Kenny Agostino. Did you notice him out there? Did you notice Kenny Agostino out there tonight? Serious question. I'm not picking on the guy. I was looking for him, and I only saw him a handful of times, not even. He had 4 minutes and 8 seconds of ice time tonight. First NHL game. I believe he's 28 years old. He's always working hard in the Marley system. He wasn't noticeable out there tonight. Not at all. What do you guys think of Kenny Agostino tonight? Yes, I did. No. He really wasn't that noticeable. I didn't really notice him. I saw him, but I didn't notice any standout plays that he made. Not his NHL debut. It's his Leafs debut. Yes, thank you for correcting me. But yeah, it's I don't know. It is what it is. We may see him next game. We may not see him next game. But Kenny Agostino, you can't really do much with 4 minutes of ice time, right? 4 minutes and 8 seconds of ice time. Can't really blame him for not noticing him much. You can't do much with 4 minutes of ice time. You really can't. So it is what it is. Drop the Puck says, what's the vaccine rollout like in Canada? We're allowed 50 to 75% fans in our stadiums. The vaccines, they're coming along in Canada. More and more people are starting to get vaccinated, but there's not fans in stadiums. No fans in arenas. CFL, Canadian Football League, like American football, but Canadian. They are not playing. There isn't fans in stadiums. Yeah, they're starting to get it out, but it's looking forward to next season. Really, hopefully we can get fans in the stadium next year. I'm optimistic about that. Toronto Maple Leafs with a big win tonight. Drop the Puck says, hopefully Simmons is back in 2 to 3 weeks. And I hope so as well. That's the timetable I'd expect with the broken wrist. He broke it on February 4th. So that's when I'd expect to get the Wayne train back as well. That's a 6-week recovery. Broken wrist. Hard to play hockey with a broken wrist. You got to put weight on your wrist, on the stick. So you got to give it time. Give it time. And let him heal up fully. So the Wayne train, when I get him back, it's going to be a big spark. You remember the spark that Wayne train gave this team in game number 1 of the season? Drops the mitts against the Montreal Canadiens, sparks this team, and this team has a comeback victory against Montreal. That is what Wayne Simmons does. He's a leader. He had 5 goals already in the season when he got injured. So Wayne Simmons, he's going to be a big boost to this team in hopefully 2 to 3 weeks, and I can't wait to get Wayne Simmons back. But on that note, I've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes. It's been a very fun show. Thank you for all of you for coming on here tonight. I'm going to show the game-winning goal one more time because it was just a thing of a beauty.
Bench with the stick from the bench and comes back 2-on-1 with Scheifele. Riley centers it. Matthews and scores! Matthews.
So everybody, thank you for watching this post-game show. As always, I'm your guy Jake. Tonight, viewers from all around the world once again. A couple viewers from Australia. Massive shout out to you, everyone here in Canada, whether you're in the US, North America, Europe, Africa, wherever you're watching this from. Shout out to you. Go Leafs, go. Leafs Nation is worldwide. Maple Leafs media is growing, and it's all because of you. I'm just a Toronto Maple Leafs fan talking to other Maple Leafs fans. And this whole experience, it's been great. The Toronto Maple Leafs, big win against the Jets tonight, 4-3 in overtime. We need to come out firing Saturday night, get another victory. Let's go. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'm your guy Jake. Stay safe, and thank you.